You can't just sit there and wait for people to give you that golden dream. You've got to get out there and make it happen for yourself. Take a little time out of your busy day to give encouragement to someone who's lost their way. Instead of looking at the past, I put myself ahead 20 years and try to look at what I need to do now in order to get there. Then I can be a better me than anyone can. Do you know where you going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know my travels led me to where I am today? Sometimes these steps have felt painful, difficult, but led me to greater happiness and opportunities. I really deeply believe that dreams do come true. Often, they might not come when you want them. They come in their own time. If I have someone who believes in me, I can move mountains. My life has often been described as from rags to riches, but in fact, the Rosses were never raggedy. Criticism, even when you try to ignore it, can hurt. I have cried over many articles written about me, but I move on and I don't hold on to that. So I'm not worried about the emotions I carry with me because I'm happy that I have them. I think it's good for the work I do. The emotions that are not healthy are the ones you hold inside, like anger. I don't judge people by their sexual orientation or the color of their skin, so I find it really hard to identify someone by saying that they're a gay person or a black person or a Jewish person. I don't know what I feel about wearing my furs anymore. I worked so hard to have a fur coat, and I don't want to wear it anymore because I'm so wrapped up in the animals. I have real deep thoughts about it because I care about the world and nature. My father worked hard, but we were still very poor, and I didn't want anybody arguing about money, so I became the entertainer, the one who wanted everyone to be happy. I didn't want there to be any problems. I think that if my voice for some reason changes, because your voice does change, then it's time for me not to sing. I have 3 girls, and I say the same thing to them. I'm not involved in their careers because I've learned that it's important for them to stand on their own 2 feet. They'll feel better and prouder of themselves if they do. I learned something from that. If someone asks me something that I really don't want to do, I say no. I have to trust that, and I'm not afraid to talk money. I try to choose the songs that really are basically coming from my heart. I think that through the songs that I select, people know what's going on in my life. I think a responsibility comes with notoriety, but I never think of it as power. It's more like something you hold, like grains of sand. If you keep your hand closed, you can have it and possess it. But if you open your fingers in any way, you can lose it just as quickly. I don't think getting in and out of a limousine has anything to do with being an icon. A reporter once asked me if I ever cried. I wonder if people think I'm just as hard as a rock and have no emotions at all. I just appreciate still having the longevity that I've had in my career. I'm not really a songwriter, I'm an interpreter. So in a sense, I am an actress first and foremost. I act out the songs and I lead with my heart. I don't like to have too many makeup artists around, so I always like to do my own. You can always tell where Diana Ross has been by the hair that's left behind. My family called me a wiggle tail because I was a little skinny, weary kid full of energy. Being a parent is very important to me. I'd traveled a lot, was going temporarily insane, and became very successful, but there was no one to take that all home to. I listen to most everything that's out there because I need to stay aware of what's happening in the industry. I have never gotten into the label thing. I know that my fans want to know who I'm sleeping with, but it's really none of their business. I don't have to sit around and wait for the next movie to come along. I can go out and sing. I look forward to the future and going into the studio to make new music. The greatest gift that my kids give me is the reminder that I'm not so great, I'm just ordinary. Discipline is a necessary tool to help you get what you want in life. It forces you to stay on center and to move away from the things that are not necessary. Diana Ross, born March 26, 1944, was born in Detroit, Michigan. She was the second of 6 children born to Ernestine Moten, January 27, 1916, October 9, 1984, and Fred Ross C. Oster, July 4, 1920, November 21, 2007. Her mother named her Diane, but the birth certificate was mistakenly filled out with the name Diana. Her family and Detroit friends called her Diane all her life. Ross grew up with 2 sisters, Barbara and Rita, and 3 brothers, Arthur, Fred Jr., and Wilbert, also known as Chico. Ross was raised Baptist. Ross is an American singer and actress. She rose to fame as the lead singer of the vocal group The Supremes, who became Motown's most successful act during the 1960s and one of the world's best-selling girl groups of all time. They remain the best-charting woman group in history, with a total of 12 #1 hit singles on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, including Where Did Our Love Go?, Baby Love, Come See About Me, Stop, In the Name of Love, and Love Child. Ross was named the Female Entertainer of the Century by Billboard in 1976. Since her solo career began in 1970, Ross has released 25 studio albums, numerous singles, and compilations that have sold more than 100 million records worldwide. She is the only woman artist to have had #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100 as a solo artist, as the other half of a duet, as a member of a trio, and as an ensemble member. In 2021, Billboard ranked her the 30th greatest Hot 100 artist of all time. Her hits as a Supreme and a solo artist combined put Ross among the top 5 artists on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart from 1955 to 2018. She had a top 10 UK hit in every one of the last 5 decades, and sang lead on a top 75 hit single at least once every year. From 1964 to 1996 in the UK, a period of 33 consecutive years and a record for any performer. In 1988, Ross was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of the Supremes, and is one of the rare performers to have 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She was the recipient of a special Tony Award in 1977, the Kennedy Center Honors in 2007, the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2012 and 2023, becoming the first woman to win the award twice, the latter as a member of the Supremes, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016.